fully see as to why. Do not fall to either of them, Saiyan warrior. Looks as though the situation that is taking Though with Goku currently having his hands full by dealing with Akuma as they continue with their rematch, it looks as though the situation that is taking place on Earth has also sparked a fierce battle. While the mighty prince appears to be holding his own, there seems to be something more that I sense coming from both Frieza and Cooler. And now I can fully see as to why. Do not fall to either of them, Saiyan warrior, for you are the last beacon of hope that Earth has left.
As our story continues now back on Earth with Ultra Ego Vegeta being shown having to create separation between himself, Golden Frieza, and Golden Cooler, as with all parties now seemingly having to acknowledge each other, it was only upon with Frieza now being shown wiping his lip where Frieza went on to then comment, "My oh my, well this was a bit of an unexpected surprise. You're a lot durable than you were when I left you and Goku to die on that Cerealian's planet. Perhaps it may have been a mistake to allow the two of you to live, but then again, it doesn't truly matter anymore because your fate's already been decided here whether you acknowledge it or not, God Monkey. It's become painfully clear to the two of us on what we have to do in order to finally annihilate you," Frieza continues. "And so, I think it's time that me and my brother over there show you the true meaning of terror since our golden forms can't quite do it," with Vegeta responding, "And is that supposed to scare me, Frieza? I haven't forgotten about that so-called black transformation that you used against us, and so that's what I'm waiting for you to draw back out onto the surface again. And for good reasons, too, so that I can crush you at your best," Vegeta continues. "If you and your brother think that I'll be going down without putting up of fights, then the two of you are more delusional than you think. You two are as good as dead, and there is nothing that either one of you can do to prevent that from happening," with Golden Cooler chiming in, "You should really be careful with what you wish for, Saiyan. Not everything you see is how it truly appears, especially since my brother and I have yet to show you what the full extent of our training really paid off like. Don't you get it? Since we are now able to see exactly where you stand against us in battle, we can now go ahead and reveal to you the true power that lies within us for you to experience, Saiyan. My brother's black form isn't the only transformation that you should be concerned with here, Vegeta. And since your DNA was also a part of the serum that I've taken, I guess you can attribute the power that you are about to see to yourself, monkey. Boast your ego as much as you want, because first you will see and then you will die, Saiyan. Now what do you say, Frieza? Shall we show the little prince exactly what we mean then?" To which it was only right then and there with both Golden Cooler and Golden Frieza now being shown powering up, where Beast Gohan and Orange Piccolo from the Lookout went on to chime in by responding, "Oh, you've got to be joking. Piccolo, are you sensing that insane power surge coming from Cooler and Frieza too? There's no way that Vegeta will be able to continue fighting them like this all by himself if this is what the two of them have been hiding from us. Oh, it's far worse than I thought it'd be," Orange Piccolo chimes in. "It feels like they're about to transform again," Gohan says. "Also, what's your call here? Should we jump in and help Vegeta out or what? Because we can't just sit here and let them jump Vegeta after this." "I hate to say it, but if they end up dwarfing Vegeta's power after this," Piccolo says, "then we have no other choice but..."
Letting Cooler on the way. Hey. spending all this time loading?
Jump in and help. I wasn't expecting for either one of them doing this, but if they back Vegeta into a corner down there, then we must go in and help him, with Gohan responding, right, so we'll wait and see then. Oh, I wish my dad was here right now because there is no telling what these two are hiding from all of us down there. Don't be nervous, Vegeta, Golden Cooler went on to respond. Fate already had this written out for you a long time ago, you monkey. There is nothing that your ultra ego is that can compare to what you are about to see, Saiyan. Now get ready to meet your doom, Vegeta, Frieza went on to respond. Now, Cooler, let us transcend. As with Vegeta now being shown having to cover his face, that was where Vegeta went on to then say to himself, just what the hell kind of training did these two undergo? What incredible power, but how? And they both feel different from one another too. It looks like this might be harder than I thought it would. Oh damn that Frieza. It's painfully clear on who did what in order to get this far. I knew I felt something coming from him a while back when training with Lord Beerus, and now I see exactly what it is. Behold, monkey, Frieza went on to then announce. You should already be very familiar with what this is, because it's been a very long time since you've seen this power of mine, only this time, I am much stronger than I was when I first knocked you out by using it. You should feel honored and afraid, Vegeta. But it doesn't just stop with me, Black Frieza went on to continue. You should turn around. As with Vegeta now being shown having to turn his body, that was where Vegeta went on to question, what the? He's huge, and he has his own form that's different than yours? What is this? With Platinum Cooler responding, of course I'm different, Saiyan. I've always been different than my brother when it came down to our powers and transformations, and so I want you to bear witness to the very last thing that your dirty little eyes will ever see. Witness the full scope of my true power. Unlike my brother who has his black transformation, from here on, you can go ahead and refer to me now as Platinum Cooler. The apex of power and the final nail in what remains of the Saiyan race once my brother and I are finished with you here, Vegeta. You should feel lucky to have pushed us this far in battle, slave. Platinum Cooler, Vegeta went on to question. What a ridiculously embarrassing name for a transformation, but nevertheless, I can see that the two of you weren't bluffing about your power after all then. Well, so be it. If it means fighting you both to the death, then that is exactly what I'm going to do, and no amount of power that the two of you have will stop me. Well, quite bold of you to assume that you'd be enough to stop the two of us alone, monkey, Black Frieza went on to respond. Yeah, well, I don't care. Watch me, Vegeta says, with Platinum Cooler responding. You should know that since we are at our highest levels of power, this is where the serum we took with everyone's DNA starts to kick in, and you should already know that since I was given your DNA along with Brolys and Moros. This will not go the way you think it will, Vegeta. Me and my brother are capable of more now than you think we are, and since you tried boasting your power against me a few minutes ago, it's time for me to get my licks in and pay you back by showing you what real power feels like. And without Son Goku here to aid you against us, you are already dead and you don't even know it yet, you ape. Once you are out of the way, he will be next, followed by Broly and the rest of these rats until there is no one left to stand in our way of going after Lord Beerus. To which even then, back on the lookout, Gohan and Piccolo could not believe it, as Beast Gohan went on to chime in, Piccolo, just look at them, what terrifying power. Do you sense that? With Piccolo responding, I can't believe this. And yes, I do. Oh, this is not good at all. Alright, it's now or never, Piccolo. If we don't jump in there to help Vegeta right now, then they'll slaughter him down there. So we have to even the playing field before it's too late. With Piccolo responding, oh, you're right, but listen, no matter what you do, we must stick together down there and not lose sight of them. So so now let's go before it's too late. If all else, we have to take them down one by one, so let's start with Frieza's brother first, Piccolo continues, as Gohan responds, on it then. If anything, I'll just give the Senzu Bean to Vegeta if things get out of hand, Gohan says. Oh, let's try to hit them both with everything we have and use the Dragon Balls to undo the damage that we've caused down there. To which it only had now appeared as though Frieza was already well aware of both Gohan and Piccolo now being shown making their move, as Frieza from that point then went on to put this into question by asking, so is that what they're planning to do? Typical of these rodents to band together during their time of crisis, but not this time. I've sacrificed too much for it all to come crashing down around me again, and I will not allow for it. There will be no reinforcements today, not while I've got Vegeta right where I want him to be. Well, you will have to pardon me for a moment there, God Monkey, Frieza went on to tell Vegeta. I'll be with you in just a moment once I'm done dealing with a few annoying flies above us. What are you talking about, Vegeta went on to ask. You're not leaving so soon, so now get back down here and fight me, you coward. Oh, I will, Black Frieza went on to respond. In a moment, Saiyan. Now watch this. In which it was only upon that very moment with Black Frieza now shown having to speed blitz right up in the air and meeting both Piccolo and Gohan, we only from that point then see how Black Frieza was able to successfully connect a thunderous shot to both Gohan and Piccolo, as Frieza went on to then continue, the two of you have no business sticking your nose where it doesn't belong, but I promise that Cooler and I will be with you shortly once we are done. What the heck? How was Frieza able to move that fast? Vegeta went on to question. I was barely able to see him strike. God damn that monster. And what were those idiots thinking? I told them to stay put unless I called for them. Just great. Now what? They were all this planet had left. Well, that was just as easy as I expected for it to be, Black Frieza went on to continue. We'll leave them both for later once we're done tearing into you, Vegeta. You should be lucky that they are only knocked out for the moment and not dead. So now then, Vegeta, where were we? You better hope they don't fall and break their necks and die as a result of what I just did. Does it remind you of anything? Does it remind you of what I did to you and Goku on Granola's planet, or no? Oh, why don't you leave the others out of this, since I'm the one you're truly after, you coward, Vegeta went on to shout. The others are of no importance if I'm the one you want, so come on down and fight me if you're not scared. You know damn well that you can't pull that on me, Frieza. But then, it was only to Vegeta's own surprise where from out of nowhere, that was when Platinum Cooler was then shown having to dash towards Vegeta by responding, well, if that's how you truly feel, then you should really put more thought into the things that you decide to spew outside of that mouth of yours, Saiyan. Because if you think that he can't, then I most definitely can, Saiyan. So now here's to what you did to me earlier, Platinum Cooler went on to shout, to which initially as soon as Platinum Cooler was from there shown punching Vegeta in the face and driving his body out into the distance, with Frieza now having to oversee this from above, that was where Frieza went on to chime in by responding, what an idiot, and here he truly thought that he could still bark back at us without having us put him in his place. Well now, Vegeta, please try and stop me if you heard this one before. As if these brain-dead apes really thought that I wasn't going to come prepared to finish what I started a long time ago, Frieza continues. This should be rather familiar to you once you see it. That serum my scientists have crafted has given me the skills and abilities of some of the most dangerous foes, Vegeta. And this here comes directly from your little Cerealian friend Granola, in case you forgot. And so I want to see if you can truly hold out against me after I use one of his sharpest moves against you, Mr. So-called strongest Saiyan in history. I am going to enjoy using everything I was given in order to rip your life away. And with Goku out of the picture, not only does this mean that you can't fuse by using the Potara earrings or that fusion dance of yours, but it also means that you literally have no one left on this world who can save you from from the pain that you are about to feel. You may have strengthened this ultra ego form of yours, but it still won't be enough to get by me, let alone my brother who will grind you into the dirt where you belong. And I will do to you as I did on planet Namek a long time ago. And only this time, I will make sure that you never come back from the other side ever again, and that's a promise that I vow to keep, Vegeta. So let's see how tough you really are then. Let's see. How does that rotten granola use this little move of his? Ah yes, now I see. There we go. Let's try and aim for his head and see if we can somehow tear it off upon impact. You have no idea how long I've waited for this very moment, you sorry excuse for a life form. Nothing gives me great pleasure than by torturing you, Vegeta. Ah, yes, there we are now. I've got you. Don't blink, God Monkey. I don't want you to miss this. Oh, damn them. How the hell was he able to collect data from Granola to use his moves like that? Oh, and that brother of his is nothing like he was when he was using that golden form, Vegeta continues. Oh, I can't let that thing hit me. I've got to act fast. Yes, Lord Beerus's wall of destruction. I've got to hurry and use it, Vegeta says. In which from out of nowhere, the moment Vegeta had gone as far as to summon the wall of destruction, only for Frieza's energy arrow to be shown going right through, that was where Vegeta went on to shout, "What? But there's just no way that it could have broken through. Impossible. Oh no, it's about to connect. Oh no, not like this. I've got to take it and endure." To which seconds later, upon the moment of impact, as we only from that point then see a gigantic explosion take place, it was just as with Ultra Ego Vegeta's body being shown flying on through the other side, where Black Frieza went on to then continue, "What an amazing display. I knew it would hit, and especially after his little barrier, or whatever that was just now, failed to protect him from what was already bound to strike. This is the price that you must pay, Vegeta. Oh, I've longed for this, and what doesn't kill you now will ultimately be what leads you into your grave. But we have so much more to show you." In which once again from out of nowhere, as Vegeta's body went crashing right against Cooler's, that was when Cooler went on to address Vegeta by then telling him, "You should really watch where you're flying into, Saiyan. What's wrong? You don't look to be doing so good." "No, shut your mouth and die," Vegeta went on to respond by punching Cooler in the face, but then it was only to Vegeta's own shock, with Cooler being shown completely unaffected, that was when Cooler then went on to respond, "What happened? Did I hit a nerve? All that yapping that you just did, and this is how you decide to back it up? What a waste. I don't even feel it. I knew that it would come to this. You and I both knew that this was going to happen once we transformed. You are nothing more than a bug to us now," Cooler says. But even then, despite his best efforts, Vegeta still tried to attack Cooler anyway, as Platinum Cooler went on to continue, "You can continue to attack me until your hands bleed. All you'll be doing is wasting your energy trying, because nothing you do will be enough to make a difference against what me and my brother are now. So allow me to give you another brutal lesson in what happens to those I hate." To which that was exactly what Platinum Cooler did upon having to meet Vegeta, because that was when Platinum Cooler then went on to continue, "Oh, just look at the mighty Super Saiyan and Prince of Dead Monkeys, Frieza. He's already gasping for air, and we've only just started to punish him." "Well, try not to kill him too quickly now," Black Frieza went on to then respond from behind. "We still have much to show him before we end his life. Isn't that right, Vegeta? Aren't you curious to see more of what me and Cooler can do now that we're at our peak? You were so hell-bent on being able to take us both down all by yourself, but when have you ever proven to be the main star of the show? Never." That's when Frieza continues, "You've always fallen short of beating me, and the gap between our powers right now is further proof of that, you mindless ape, and without anyone here to help you, you're finished." In which right after Black Frieza was from there shown having to elbow Vegeta forward, as Platinum Cooler went on to grab Vegeta by the throat, Vegeta was by no means in this situation looking to have any easy way out, as Platinum Cooler then went on to continue, "I don't know how your pathetic race of imbeciles managed to hold out for this long after your planet's destruction, but no matter how many of you survived, you will all be wiped out without a trace. And I'm not just talking about this universe, Saiyan, this means Universe 6's Saiyans too. We will make sure that your entire race spanning from across the multiverse is annihilated without a trace. And so what do you have to say about that, Vegeta? Surely you will do what you can to try and stop us, aren't you? I'm sure you will try, and guess what? You will fail. Just like you failed to ever do anything before. Why would we ever want Saiyans to exist in any of our universes once we claim them as our own? Cooler questions. You will never get that far, Vegeta went on to muster out. Not while I'm still around to crush you before you try it. Oh yeah? Are you hearing this too, Frieza? Is that so? And so how do you plan on going about this plan of yours to stop me? But then, it was only as Cooler was shown having to hoist Vegeta up and holding him in place by his neck, where Vegeta from that point on had gone as far as to stick his arm out with Cooler responding, well now this pose looks a little familiar. Simple, Vegeta shouts, by erasing you from the face of existence. Haka! But then, it was right before Vegeta could utter out the words Hakai where Black Frieza's tail was shown grabbing onto Vegeta's hand by then telling him, I actually don't think so, Vegeta. What? Did you think that I was going to allow for you to try and erase my brother without having anything to say about it? I see that Lord Beerus has taught you well, Frieza continues. Very well, in fact, because you don't appear to be showing any signs of dropping out of this form of yours just yet. Oh, now I wonder why that is. Perhaps we will need to amplify our attack some more if we're looking to make you beg for your life. Are you ready for more? Because we are. In the meantime, as this was shown going on, with Gohan finally shown having to wake up by sitting on up and holding his stomach, Gohan from that point then began to understand the gravity of the entire situation as Gohan went on to respond, what a mess. How was Frieza able to get this strong? Or better yet, how could I have allowed myself to fall back this much after Cell Max? This is just insane. We've got to get back in there and help Vegeta fight those two. Otherwise, if we end up losing Vegeta and with my dad nowhere to be found, this planet would therefore be done for. And on top of that, it doesn't look like Piccolo's doing all that great either right now. I can see him moving a bit, but just barely. How we allowed for this to slip right by our fingertips is beyond me, but I've still got to try. I have to help Piccolo out first and see what we can do because we're pretty much out of options here. Hey, wait, the Senzu Bean, Gohan says, but there's only one left, which further limits our options now. Oh man, I've got to come up with some kind of a plan and fast, or Vegeta will be slaughtered out there. But what? They're too strong to fight head on like this. Oh, just hang in there, Vegeta. In which, back with Vegeta, as Platinum Cooler was now shown headbutting Vegeta in the face, it was only as he was now shown doing so where Cooler went on to then shout, bleed for me, monkey. That's right. I want you to bleed all over the ground so that I can watch you scream for your life. Louder, you weakling. I want the entire universe to hear the sounds of your cries. Louder. This is far easier than I was expecting for it to be once we entered into our highest levels of power. Typical, isn't it? Now away with you, Frieza went on to shout. Yes, aren't we having a great time, Vegeta? You and me, just like old times. Me and you have such wonderful memories that we've shared, haven't we? In which, right after Black Frieza was from there shown lunging Vegeta across the field, he was only from that point then shown stomping down on him as Frieza then went on to continue. However, before I kill you, I would like to know two things, beginning with this. Why hasn't your power dropped back to your base state? And the second being on where we could go and find your little buddy Goku. I want to know everything. Usually you would have fallen by now, so what are you hiding from us that we have yet to see you reveal? Well, assuming that you are, of course, so now talk, Frieza shouts. You honestly don't have a lot of time left, Vegeta, so I would start talking before we decide to destroy you, because thus far, we've been taking it quite easy on you, and so now look, so now talk. Are you hiding something from us? Where is Goku currently fighting if he's not here? With Vegeta responding, I don't don't know where Kakarot is, nor do I even care. So go on and do your worst, because I'm still moving and I'm not done. Oh, so you don't know, huh? Well, how unfortunate then. Well, for you, that is, but you're already done, Vegeta. What more do you think that you can do against us that will help you? With Vegeta responding, just you wait and see, because just like you and your brother, I too have evolved myself, Frieza. And if you don't find a way to kill me now, then I swear on my honor and on my family's life, I will rip you apart. As it was only right then and there during that moment where the Beyond Dragon Ball Super story of the top 5 strongest warriors in the multiverse manga chapter number 45 special then comes to a close. Now, first things first, before anything else, if you want to go in ahead and not wait any longer in finding out what is about to transpire next, which will be that of manga chapter number 46, then I do encourage you all to become a member of my Patreon today, which will be showcasing the final battle involving both Akuma and Goku. As to that, you guys can go on ahead and find it on patreon.com/unrealendgaming, to which I will go on ahead and leave those links located down in the description box below and pinned comment section below as well, because not only are we going to now see the final battle involving Goku and Akuma, but we're also going to now see how Vegeta is going to respond to both Black Frieza and Platinum Cooler, in a sense to where Frieza and Cooler have no idea that Vegeta does in fact possess one more level beyond his Ultra Ego form, and you can only imagine now how intense this battle is going to be, considering how powerful Platinum Cooler and Black Frieza are compared to Vegeta right now. So you do not want to find yourself missing out on everything that's about to transpire, to which again, I want to thank you all so much for watching, everybody. Thank you all so very much for your time, to where if of course you also just so happen to be new to this channel, that I do encourage you all to head on over and smash that subscribe button, on top of making sure to give this video a big fat thumbs up by smashing that like button down below. Tune back in for more, and with all that being said, I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be seeing each and every single one of you down in the comment section below and in the next video. Take it easy, everybody, and have a great day. Peace.
Hello. Did you know that you can stay up to date with the latest Dragon Ball content by simply subscribing to Unrelent Gaming?
Also, don't forget to follow on these social media platforms, you sexy son of a bitch.
Roshi.
Silent Cell, me and the fans are having a moment. That's right. I know what you want. Extra long, thick Dragon Ball content. Quality reviews with flawless editing. Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you? You dirty bitch.
Roshi, the fuck?
God damn it, I need them to subscribe, Cell.
And we're demonetized.
Yeah, screw it. Let's cut to the video.
It looks like someone's been doing their push-ups, sit-ups, and drinking plenty of juice. Why don't you and I do some private training?
OMG, I would so love to learn how to do the Kaioken.
You bet! I'll even show you my special power pole technique.
Goku, you are so rad. Dad, we're just going to train. Stop being weird.
The only thing weird here is Kakarot putting his hands on my baby girl!
Daddy, you have done this so many times. When Goten and I were hanging out, you overreacted like a total geek.
I want to take off your problem.
You bastard!
And when Yamcha offered me flowers, you knocked out his teeth.
Great!
Hello. You come around here often? Oh, wait, Vegeta, that's your... Oh my god. I flirted with a monkey. I almost committed bestiality. Ah! You're still a monkey.
Are you feeling angry, humiliated? Is that it? Fool! You don't know how humiliating it is!
Her mom or whoever's gonna show up to get the girl, we wait for the right moment and bam, we nab them both. And Piccolo looks disgusted as the soldier continues, you hanging in there? Uh-huh. I heard from 79 about your tummy trouble. Dragon Ball Super manga chapter number 93, now officially in the history books. The overall retelling of the Dragon Ball Super superhero movie events continue to unfold, with Broly now being shown having to train with Goku, with everything now slowly beginning to unfold as Piccolo preps in coming up with a plan to stop the Red Ribbon Army from activating Cell Max. This only now further goes on to beg the question on how different the overall manga events are going to be by comparison to that of the film, along with further going in depth in seeing the overall training take place involving Goku, Vegeta, and Broly. As a quick reminder before we go deeper into this video, if you just so happen to be new to the channel and have a love and passion for all things Dragon Ball and anime related, then I do encourage you guys to go on over and smash that subscribe button and turn on all notifications by clicking on the bell icon to never miss a single video posted on the channel, as well as giving this video a big fat thumbs up by slapping that like button down below if you simply enjoy the content being shown within the Dragon Ball Super manga and are excited to see what the overall direction of Dragon Ball Super is going to be going forward. And if you would like to learn more and catch up on the previous Dragon Ball Super manga chapters, then be sure to go ahead and click down below in the description box in checking out the official Dragon Ball Super manga playlist, to where not only would you be able to catch up on all of the previous manga chapters that you guys may have missed, but you could also check out some of the previous moments that have unfolded in which had brought us to this very moment in time. So with that being said, I want to thank you all so much for your time, thank you all so much for your support, and now let's dive straight into the video. As we kick off Dragon Ball Super manga chapter number 93 with the continuation of Broly being shown having to train with Goku on Beerus' planet, as with the overall battle involving the two now seemingly getting even more intense than how it was before, it was just as Broly was now shown furiously attacking Goku where the narration then went on to add, "This is Broly, one of the few surviving Saiyans and one with incredible latent potential. Envious of young Broly's power, King Vegeta had him exiled to a remote planet. For 41 years, he and his father had lived out meager lives. One day, Limo and Chilai of Frieza's army had found them by chance. Having later joined with Frieza, the two Saiyans headed for Earth. Life on Earth had been peaceful for a time, but just after the Tournament of Power, Goku and Vegeta had now found themselves battling against Broly, who initially had struggled against them. In which, interestingly enough, as we only from that point then see how Blue Goku was battling against the Kari Broly, we finally now get to see the manga version of what the events involving Frieza and Paragus had looked like, as Paragus went on to further address Frieza by then telling him, "We're in trouble. He'll snap and go berserk if they push him any further," with Frieza responding, "Well, that sounds like a power-up, so let's test your theory." In which, just as we've seen go down in the movie, with Frieza being shown having to death beam Paragus through the chest, and at the same time winning an Oscar and being one of the best actors on the battlefield, that was when Frieza went on to address Broly by then telling him, "Look, Broly, your dear father was struck and killed by a stray energy blast," to which of course subsequently had then resulted in Broly having to lose his mind in transforming into his full-powered state. As the narration went on to continue, surely enough, the death death of Broly's father triggered a rampage, granting the Saiyan power eclipsing that of Goku and Vegeta's own strength. However, by fusing into Gogeta, the pair managed to overcome even Broly's awesome might. Broly, along with Lemmo and Shilai, who had left Frieza's army, had escaped back to planet Vampa, where Broly from there had officially called planet Vampa home. In which, when then going back onto Beerus's planet and seeing just about how Broly was going to do the exact same thing that he had done on Earth against Goku and Vegeta, we from then on slowly but surely now begin to see how Broly was starting to slip into that rageful state, as Goku then went on to shout, Hey, hold on, slow down, man. Oh, you were about to go nuts again, weren't you? Oh, it's like I keep saying, you gotta keep that side of you in check, with Broly responding, sorry, I couldn't help it. Yeah, well, any words of wisdom, Vegeta? But Vegeta was not going to say a word, because while Goku was shown engaging with Broly, Vegeta instead was shown having to meditate, as Goku from there then went on to ask, hey, you wanna help out or what? You'll get rusty just sitting there forever. Silence, Vegeta responds, don't disturb me. Oh, training through meditation, huh? You of all people? Well, that's new. Jiren, Broly, Moro, Gas, and now even Frieza, Vegeta went on to respond. I was shown to be inferior to all these foes in our recent years, so what did they have that I lack? With Goku asking, oh, well, it just means that you gotta train your body more, right? Incorrect. Our physical bodies have long since been honed to their limits. In that respect, our training already made us on par with those opponents. Wait, really? Goku asks, as Vegeta went on to continue, the key difference lies in how we wield our power. There's still too much access, too much wasted energy when we fight. To command 100% of our power, we must force our bodies and spirits to relax outside of the movements when we attack. Relax? Goku asks. Attacking in a relaxed state keeps the enemy from reading one's moves. Doing so allows for instantaneous explosive power and will also preserve stamina. Our foes are capable of that, Vegeta went on to continue. I am not, so this phase of my training must take place in my own mind. To which, from out of nowhere, as Whis was now shown descending on down, it was only just upon with Whis now being shown acknowledging Vegeta's wisdom, where Whis went on to then respond, fabulous, Vegeta, I must say, and to reach such a conclusion all on your own. Focusing solely on beefing up one's muscles does not amount to proper training on its own, Whis went on to lean in by telling Goku, hey, that's easier said than done, as Whis went on to continue, well, I guess we'll see, but oh wait, I know, how about a match between you three boys to test these theories? Three, Vegeta went on to ask, Broly included? Surely you jest, with Goku responding, well, he's gotten better, I admit, but you still gotta watch out for this guy, because, well, if he snaps, then, well, say bye-bye to this planet, with Whis responding, well, fair point. Okay, how about just you and Vegeta then? Broly, you will sit back and observe a battle where neither party is permitted to rage out of control. Okay, sure, Broly says, but then, it was only just when Beerus was finally shown having to now wake up from his nap in approaching Whis, where Beerus then went on to shout, Whis, how long was I napping for? Oh, good morning, Whis responds. Well, in terms of Earth time, you were asleep for about 4 months. Well, geez, I barely slept at all, Beerus responds, not with all this racket and that tasty food that I smell. Wait, hang on, I know you, Beerus went on to squint on over by responding. Well, that would be Broly, Whis says. Ah, Broly? What's he doing at my place, Beerus shouts, with Goku responding, hey, well, Frieza can't really show up here, right? So we just grabbed him from his home planet for peace of mind and safety's sake. Oh, did I say that you can bring house guests? This isn't a hotel. But then, it was only during mid-shout as Beerus went on to smell something tasty, where Beerus then went on to ask, what's this? And who are you? Lemmo, sir, a former member of Frieza's army. I really appreciate the hospitality. To which, as Beerus was now shown having to oversee the food that Lemmo was making, just as we've seen go down in the movie, it was only just when Beerus was now shown calling Lemmo forward, where Beerus went on to then respond, well, that explains the smell. Now come here. To where, as we just now begin to see how Beerus was beginning to taste Lemmo's food and enjoying it, that was when Beerus then went on to shout, oh, dang, that's tasty. Well, what was your job when you were under Frieza? With Lemmo responding, just chores and odd jobs, sir. Sometimes kitchen duty. Fantastic. You can stick around, Beerus responds. Oh, what a letdown, Shilai Sheila then went on to butt in by responding, "Barely any valuables to be found on this damn rock. Sheila, shush!" In which the moment Sheila had now realized that the gods were now beginning to watch her, that was when Sheila quickly went on to turn around by shouting, "Don't mind me!" "And who's this?" Beerus asks. The name's Sheila, sir, and you're the god of destruction, Beerus, Lord Beerus." "That's right," Beerus responds. "Oh, the most feared entity in the whole universe?" In which, in a very out of character way, as Beerus was now finding some sort of fascination behind having to see Sheila for the first time, we can only now begin to see how Beerus, for the first time, was now beginning to blush, as Beerus went on to then respond, "Stay as long as you'd like." What? What's going on here?" Goku asks. "Well, Lord Beerus has a type, and his tastes are shockingly basic. Well, anyhow, with all distractions aside, let's get this match going. Last man standing wins. No transformations, no Kamehameha, or any such ranged attacks. Are we all ready now?" With Goku then responding, "Sorry, but maybe could we get something to eat first? I'm starving." "Oh goodness, Saiyans are such characters," Whis responds. To where a little later on, as we then make our way back onto Earth and seeing as to how Piccolo had now reached Kame's lookout in speaking to Dende, it was just upon with Piccolo now being shown reaching Dende where Piccolo then went on to ask, "Do you know what's going on?" "Oh, I do," Dende says. "I've been watching from up here." "Well, I need a small favor," Piccolo says. "Okay, well, how can I help?" "Well, I heard that back on planet Namek, the Great Elder drew out Krillin and Gohan's latent potential," Piccolo says. "Well, yes, I was there to witness it," with Piccolo responding, "Well, I need you to do that for me." "What? You want me to?" "That's right. I'm guessing you can. You're the same type of Namekian that the Great Elder was," with Dende responding, "Well, unfortunately, I won't be capable of that until I'm older." "Are you serious?" "Yeah, but hey, why don't you use the Dragon Balls?" "The Dragon Balls?" Piccolo asks. "Yeah, just wish for the Red Ribbon Army to go poof and vanish, right?" "Oh, that wouldn't sit well with your pride, huh?" Dende continues. "Oh, well, I guess you could always ask Shenron to draw out your latent potential the way the Great Elder could, right?" "Wait, really? Can Shenron do that for me?" Piccolo asks. "Well, yeah, after the upgrade, I think so." "Oh, but do I have the time to gather them, though?" With Dende continuing, "Well, actually, I believe that Bulma already has all 7 in hand. She's been using her ample resources to collect them now for years, so she gathers them all up and makes what one might call, I guess, frivolous wishes so that no one else can just use them for evil." "Well, it's our lucky day then," Piccolo says. In which upon Piccolo now being shown having to call Bulma, that was when Piccolo went on to ask, "Bulma, it's me again." "Well, yeah, I hear you loud and clear," Bulma says. "What now?" "Listen, do you happen to have the Dragon Balls on site?" "Sure do, in fact. I've got the whole set," as Piccolo went on to respond, "Great. I'm sure you went through a lot of trouble in finding them, but do you mind letting me use them?" "What?" Bulma shouts. "It's important, okay? No doubt your wishes aren't trivial anyway." "Oh, excuse you. There's nothing trivial about them," Bulma shouts, "but fine. If it matters that much to you." "Also, I found that comms device, but Whis isn't picking up," with Piccolo responding, "I wonder what's got him so preoccupied, but never mind that. I'm headed your way now, so I'll meet you at your garden." "Oh, you've got it," Bulma says. To where as soon as Piccolo was now shown having to head towards Bulma's garden and also bidding goodbye to Korin and Yajirobe as well, in which in the meantime, when then going back onto Beerus' planet, similar to that of the Dragon Ball superhero movie, as soon as everyone was then shown having to finally finish eating with Goku and Vegeta now getting set and having to fight each other, the moment Whis had gone as far as to declare for both of them to begin, that was when Goku and Vegeta were then shown having to finally fight, as the overall fight itself was not that much different compared to that of the film itself, but we can all now start to clearly see that in their base forms, the two of them only appear to be fighting on an equal basis, with neither one of them holding the advantage over the other early on, but this was nonetheless very crucial for Broly having to oversee this, as of course the entire goal here is to help Broly understand the basis of not losing control or going as far as to lose his mind during any battle or situation that he ends up finding himself in, which also kind of goes as far as to limit both Goku and Vegeta since they can't use their strongest forms in finding out which one of them is in fact superior, to which nevertheless, as Beerus, Sheila, Broly, and Whis were now shown having to observe this, that was when Beerus went on to oversee the fight by responding, Vegeta's moves have changed ever so slightly, he went on to add. Well, the fruits of his training, perhaps, Whis asks? Blah, this could take a while. Ugh. Say, how about some dessert in the meantime, Beerus asks. Well, perhaps some ice cream, Whis suggests. Vegeta had brought us quite a bit. Oh, and let me go and grab that, Sheila says. I mean, may I go fetch some? Oh, sure, Beerus responds. I'll lend you a hand. Oh my, Whis responds, to which the only person here that seems to even care of seeing Goku fight Vegeta is in fact none other than Broly, which even now after the fact with everyone being shown having to eat their ice cream with the exception of Broly, with a gigantic whirlwind now being shown having to be displayed right dead center in front of Beerus's lake, Beerus by no means seemed to be impressed by any of this with the exception of Broly, as Beerus went on to chime in, well, he's not very special, huh? In which the moment Vegeta had gone as far as to throw Goku's body on down towards the bottom of the lake in creating a massive tsunami up above on the surface, in typical fashion just as we've seen go down in the film with Beerus shown creating a barrier for everybody with the exception of Broly, it didn't even seem as though this bothered Broly whatsoever, as Whis then went on to chime in, whoa, how thoughtful of you, Lord Beerus, protecting someone in particular perhaps? Now quit yapping and eat your food, Beerus went on to then shout, to where of course it had only now become fairly evident that the reason why Beerus had now done this was solely only for Sheila, in which when then going back onto Earth and seeing as to how Piccolo was now beginning to summon Shenron, that was when Piccolo then went on to shout, Shenron, come forth and grant me this wish. State your desires and I shall grant. Oh, Master Piccolo, Shenron says. Hi Shenron, can you draw out my latent potential to the limit just like the great elder used to do? Why yes, of course, thanks to my upgrade, Shenron responds. Is that your first wish? It is. Make it so, to which as Shenron was now shown granting Piccolo his wish, everything had now appeared to be the exact same just as we've seen go down in the film, with really no additional added context to the means of what Piccolo had just done by using Shenron to make this wish, because now of course we understand that what Shenron had done was draw out Piccolo's full potential onto the surface, with the only exception of course being that Piccolo did not assume the position of having to think that he had an orange form, because everything that Piccolo had seen and felt now was assumingly everything that he was, only for that to ultimately change later on in proving him wrong of course, in which a little later on of course, just as we've seen go down within the Dragon Ball Super superhero movie, with the Red Ribbon Army now making it clear that they were going to go after Gohan's daughter and having to use Pan as bait to draw Gohan out, it was only just while on this ship with one of the Red Ribbon soldiers where the Red Ribbon soldier went on to address Piccolo by responding, not much for conversation, are you? You nervous? I guess so, Piccolo responds. How is this kidnapping going to work? Her school should be over for the day pretty soon. Her mom or whoever's gonna show up to get the girl, we wait for the right moment and bam, we nab them both. And Piccolo looks disgusted as the soldier continues, you hanging in there? Uh-huh. I heard from 79 about your tummy troubles. Yeah, sure, yeah, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, well, we're nearly there, so don't have an accident in the vehicle, okay? Okay, Piccolo says, in which with the Red Ribbon Army's plan now going into motion by going after Gohan, it was only right then and there now during that moment where Dragon Ball Super manga chapter number 93 then comes to a close. Now, in my own opinion, you can make no mistake about the fact that I think that the manga adaptation for the Dragon Ball Super superhero movie is fairly now portrayed to be much better than the events that we've seen go down in the film, especially since the movie was supposed to limit all of the knowledge involving Moro and Gas and Black Frieza, because the movie adaptation wasn't really supposed to dwell within anything that had happened within the manga thus far, in which with Vegeta now being shown having to express and shed more light on his experiences with Broly, Jiren, Moro, Gas, Frieza, and even briefly having to see the expansion of the Broly film early on in this chapter do I think was a cool thing, but I think we can all agree in coming together to say that the superhero film didn't really need to get expanded this much, only because there's really not much that's new in a sense to where there's only a brief expansion upon seeing Goku train with Vegeta, Broly being shown training with Goku and stuff like that, right? But what I would like to know from you guys down in the comment section below right now are 4 specific things, beginning with number 1, on a rating scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being absolute trash and with 5 being phenomenal, what would you guys rate Dragon Ball Super manga chapter number 93 on a scale of 1 to 5? Question number 2 is, will the training that Goku, Broly, and Vegeta undergo on Beerus's planet be enough to actually allow them to surpass and defeat Black Frieza in the future, since that that is the current goal that they're currently working on right now, question number 3 is how different do you believe that Gohan and Piccolo's battle with Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 is going to be coming up next, when going as far as to compare that to the film, since everything seems to be slightly different in the manga than of course what we've seen go down within the movie. And lastly, question number 4 is at what point do you guys believe that the superhero manga adaptation is going to conclude involving Orange Piccolo, Beast Gohan, and Cell Max by the very end? Because at this rate, I don't see this manga arc concluding until somewhere around the fall, which even then I hope there's more of an explanation behind what Beast Gohan is and actually seeing a more expanded fight involving Cell Max and Beast Gohan. But either way, I want to go on ahead and get your thoughts down in the comment section below, to where once more I want to thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so very much for your time, in which if you also just so happen to be new to this channel and of course love Dragon Ball and anime, then I do encourage you all to head on over and smash that subscribe button, on top of giving this video a big fat thumbs up by smashing that like button down below if you guys enjoyed. Tune back in for so much more, and with all that being said, I want to thank you all once more, and I'll be seeing you all down in the comment section below and in the next video. Take it easy everybody and have a great day. Peace.
Hello. Did you know that you can stay up to date with the latest Dragon Ball content by simply subscribing to Unrelent Gaming?
Also, don't forget to follow on these social media platforms, you sexy son of a bitch.
Roshi.
Silent Cell, me and the fans are having a moment. That's right. I know what you want. Extra long, thick Dragon Ball content. Quality reviews with flawless editing. Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you? You dirty bitch.
Roshi, the fuck?
God damn it, I need them to subscribe, Cell.
And we're demonetized.
Yeah, screw it. Let's cut to the video.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks, don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.